Vermont is home to some of the most interesting, inspiring, and creative folks found anywhere, and I'll be talking to them tonight on Vermont PBS Plus. This week, fitness guru and PBS favorite Miranda Esmond-White.
We are a weight. Our body is a weight. So as we're moving it, we're moving a weight through space. So we are always strengthening our body.
So plan to connect tonight at 8:30 only on Vermont PBS Plus and anytime on vermontpbs.org. He's been the voice of the Northeast Kingdom for over 60 years, and local radio legend Don Mullally doesn't plan on stopping the music anytime soon. This week, we connect with a man known to many as Mr. St. Johnsbury. You told this little white lie. That's what got you in the door. Maybe not recommended in today's economy, lying to your future employer, right? But that got you in the door, and you proved yourself, and you showed your passion. I think that is part of your legacy. I don't want to speak for you, but I think your passion is clear for anyone who has had the opportunity to listen to you, or hopefully will listen to you after seeing this show. Passion is such a major part of who you are, and I think pursuing your passion has led to personal and professional success. How important is it to have satisfaction within the workplace?
Oh, Gordon, marvelous, yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Ryan Spain, back here with our special guest Miranda Esmond-White, and we were talking a little bit before. I do have a background in personal training, but now I'm more a train wreck than a trainer, so you're going to help me and the folks at home with my posture, because you were pointing that out.
You're not a train wreck, but
Well,
anyway.
Could be.
Yeah.
If I continue going down
You
with
were
this bad
definitely
posture.
heading towards being a train wreck.
Oh, good.
But right now,
Intervention.
Yeah. Right now, you are definitely a long way away from being a train wreck.
Thanks for joining us on this Connect Web Extra here with Alice Levitt, and she has brought some treats for us to try. So Alice, what's in the bag?
Should I just dump them out?
Let's go for it. Only one way to find out, huh? All right. We have...
So we kind of went backwards here because this is our one
boy.
savory thing.
Yeah, we're going to have to get back to the sweet.
some
I always need to follow
cleansing.
a savory with a sweet. Exactly. Get your water. Okay, so before I even try to pronounce this, you save me here.
So I think it's kurkure,
Kukure.
but the important thing to know is it's basically like Cheetos,
Okay.
but they're green chutney from Rajasthan.
So spice. It's going to have a little kick to it.
A little bit of spice, not super spicy, and they're hard to open apparently.
Similar to the hot fries
we
we
go.
can find in our vending machine.
Yeah.
Probably, right?
Exactly like that. Andy Capp would love these.
If you can sing, you can be in the show. If you can dance, you can be in the show.
You can't force that feeling. And even if you
No.
can't sing or dance, there are so many other ways to get involved.
Exactly.
And we're going to pause for a minute. You mentioned you're bringing White Christmas to the stage
Yes.
in just a matter of days. So
Yes.
this is a crazy time for you to come in, and we pulled you away from everything. But for the folks at home, you are in for a treat. We are going to take a moment to watch a preview of White Christmas.
Lord, help the sister who comes between me and my bed.
And there you see it, costumes galore. We have some behind the scenes footage. Honesty is the best policy. In fact, that's how two local bakers run their business. Their delectable desserts and unique sales approach have gained them international attention. This week on Connect, the owners of Poorhouse Pies in Underhill are in our kitchen, showing us how their contributions to the community go far beyond their sweet treats. Paula and Jamie Eisenberg have created an exceptional experience for customers who buy their baked goods, and it all starts within the walls of their home. Paula and Jamie are joining us in their comfort zone, the kitchen, and ladies, I thank you so very much for being here.
Glad to be here. Thanks.
Thank you so much. We are going to do a talk and teach today. You are going to work your magic in the kitchen as we discuss your business model, but I want to start with your appearance on A Few Good Pie Places.
And that was it. And everything else is history, as we say.
The rest is history, but it's only just beginning in a way, because calls have been pouring in from across the country. You ladies have been kind enough to bring in some of your published work, which we're going to get to in a minute. But before we go there, where does poetry come from? Is it the heart? Is it the mind? Is it the universe? Is it an experience that you lived?
All of the above, I
Excellent.
would say, yeah, for sure.
Some things come out of even unresolved things in my own life, and reflections on what I've lived through and my own experiences, but also with regard to an audience and to others and what their experiences might be. I couldn't live without it, without the reading of it and the appreciation of it.
We mentioned a statistic before that the Vermont Food Bank assists 34,000 children. And once the cameras stopped rolling, we were talking about the importance of getting those youngsters, especially, the nutrition they need. It's important to feed all the family members, but why is it so important to get those stable nutrients into our children?
Well, the brain science that's been developing over the last few years is really astounding.
Usually documentarians have to search for the story. However, this one presented itself right at your door. Marion, we're going to start with you and talk about Floodbound, your film. How did you know that this storm, the second it started raining, it continued to rain, how did you know that this was not your typical Vermont summer shower?
You know, we'd heard the reports and we had prepared for power outages and things like that. We had no idea about the flooding coming.
What if I told you you could slow down or actually reverse the aging process and feel younger forever? This week on Connect, we sit down with a woman who will help you do just that and discover the fountain of youth within yourself. She's a professionally trained ballerina, fitness guru, and the author of the New York Times best-selling book, Aging Backwards. She is also the host of the popular PBS program Classical Stretch. Miranda Esmond-White puts fitness first, and she's here to show us how easy it is just to incorporate it into our everyday lives and make exercise part of our routine. Miranda Esmond-White, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
We are buzzing behind the scenes because your program is so popular on our station. You are a staple to the PBS family, but we're going to get to your program and your pledge show a little bit later.
Okay.
We're going to get down to brass tacks and talk about exercising as it is. To begin with, it takes a lot of motivation. So how do you, Miranda Esmond-White, motivate others to lace up those sneakers and start exercising, or do you think motivation is something that needs to come from within?
Well, that's a really good question because that's always been the problem. We're not properly educated, and starting with youth. So a lot of people have had negative experiences in school.
So you're training people to do everyday movements. You're helping people get up off the couch. You're helping them reach for that oatmeal on the top shelf. What would someone gain from incorporating this exercise into their everyday life? Is it just helping them go through the normal motions, or will they actually continue to strengthen their bodies?
Anytime you move, anytime, like I move my baby finger, it needs strength to move it.
And you talk about the Goldilocks effect, not only for finding that balance within the body, but also when it comes to exercise as a whole.
Right.
Because if you do too little, you're not going to see those results. But if you go into overtraining, where you'll see some people spend hours upon hours at the gym, they're doing that cardio, they're doing all sorts of weight training and essentially overdoing it. And just because someone appears to be in the best shape doesn't equate to what's going on beneath that beauty. And there is a mentality that your programs target an older audience. But it's not necessarily true. We talk about aging backwards, but you say that the wilting period starts at 40 years old.
It does. It actually can start younger than that, but for a normal person who's sort of fit, it starts at around 40.
So we're keeping that locked.
Now,
almost a squat.
Yeah, now put your fingers together. Now tuck your tailbone under more. Now more. Now lift your shoulders up, higher. Up, up, up. Okay, now pull the arms apart and push and bend those knees. Okay, now come up.
Wow, okay.
Now open your arms because your pectorals are tight. That's why I'm making you use your arms.
Too many push-ups this morning,
Stay there, oh yeah. Okay, pull, see what you're doing? You're always in that compressed. You're always tucking under.
It's too tight.
Yeah,
so just let it go.
You're compressing your body.
Right.
You got to liberate your body. You're doing a wonderful job at ruining your posture. Change your legs.
There we go. Okay. At least I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Not good, but.
Yeah, you're working at it. You're doing it.
Oh, goodness.
Everything
Okay.
you're doing is rounded.
So this is something that I'm going to continue to work on. The folks at home are going to continue to work on.
And it's every morning.
It is every morning. So it goes Monday through Saturday mornings. You get a double dose.
You get all this stuff
on Saturday
yeah.
mornings. I feel it already. Miranda Esmond White, I truly thank you so much once
Oh,
again
my
for spending your time. And
my pleasure.
a work in progress, right? Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was Spain. So we'll take our time with that. We'll get to know a little bit more about our bodies. But thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because it is a very
exactly.
unique business model, and you're from New Jersey originally. So do you think something like this would work in other states, or do you think this sort of speaks to our community?
I think it definitely speaks to our community. In other places, it would have to be very rural with lots of people home all the time, keeping an eye on it.
Has anyone cheated the system? Has this tested your level of trust with your fellow pie connoisseurs?
I suppose it depends on the day, but
we've had a couple of experiences where we know that someone has taken some without paying up for them.
Or we
but,
watched them speed away.
Yeah.
The job ended, let's put it that way. And it was a shock.
What was going through your mind at that point? Were you furiously searching for other jobs? Were you looking to hop into a kitchen somewhere and take on a chef role?
I was still
Just
working.
a moment. In 1 minute, will you take that out of the oven?
This is what we need,
great.
exactly. I'm
Okay.
keeping my eye on the
I got
clock
to keep
and-
baking here. Okay.
You talked a little bit about how music has always been such a major part of your life. You're a singer as well. You were a singer. Take us back to then, when you were singing with the big band.
The big band, the 17-piece big band. I was with them 27, 28 years. And then the stroke came along, and that sort of put the kibosh on that.
Let's talk a little bit about your stroke. That happened in 2001. You had a series of small strokes.
And then that one.
And then the big one.
Yeah.
Culminated with the big one. Must have been a very emotional time for you, because that year you were also inducted into the Vermont Association of Broadcasters Hall of Fame, and here you are trying to recover from a series of strokes. Did you think...
I was extremely fortunate, Ryan. Extremely fortunate. The only thing, really, it didn't affect the left side of the face, which maybe is good or bad. I'm not sure which. Maybe Halloween will come along and it'll be okay. But the leg is the only thing. I walk with a limp, should use a cane, but I don't as much as I should. But other than that, I lucked out.
It didn't compromise that
It
deep
didn't seem
baritone
to.
voice,
No.
which, what a gift. That is your moneymaker right there. So aside from being part of the big band, you've done this, again, we said nearly 70 years you've been doing this. Do you think that people today are still able to make a living in the radio industry?
Difficult. It's very difficult.
We saw you in your prime playing records, but on the other side of the desk you have a computer. Talk about a blend of technology.
Yep.
And we heard that small glitch.
Oh, that was on a CD with Edie Gourmet and Steve Lawrence and Sinatra, one of his duet CDs. And it got a hiccup in the middle of it somewhere, or right at the beginning almost.
But after nearly 70 years of doing this, you know how to recover
Oh,
from
I would
that.
have
You just
sweat tears, I'm sure, a few years ago when something like that happened.
You've remained loyal to your community, but in the community, there have been so many changes here in St. Johnsbury.
Oh, yes.
Talk to me a little bit about that. How has the community changed?
Well, let's start with the station. We were
Sure.
daylight, sunrise to sunset when they went on the air in '49, WTWN. Now we're 24 hours, so that's one change.
You've certainly left a legacy, but what do you want people to remember if one day that band does break and you say, I'm done, they're not going to bring me a new record player? What do you want people to remember most about your time?
That at least I was trying to be truthful about whatever was read, news report. I don't try to embellish anything.
Thank you, and thanks to you at home as well. We want to keep the conversation going, and we want to connect with you.